Hi, I'm Joe. I'm a 31-year-old millennial.
And I'm Fran, a 65-year-old baby boomer.
She's also my mom, so we usually don't watch the same shows.
Hell, we don't even like the same shows.
But we're gonna give it a try. So let's watch TV!
Oh my God, it sounds like we were selling refrigerators.
Mom, we're still recording.
Oh my God, sorry.
Mom,
Hey, bud.
it's been a
How are
while.
you?
It's been a while.
Know.
I think the fans miss you.
Oh, I miss them a lot.
But before we start, just tell them about your new little setup here.
Well, Joe put me into the closet in order to get better
How's it
sound.
feel?
Anyway, I'm in the closet. I'm actually in our guest room, which was his old bedroom.
Yeah.
And we get better sound in here. So I got a new Motown picture. See that one, Joe?
Yeah, I
don't know if
love
you can
it.
see it. It says Motown microphone. That's where I'm from. Boop, boop, boop. Anyway,
I love it.
yeah. So that's the new setup.
And you got a ring light that's kind of giving you a weird glare in your glasses, but
Yeah.
we're just going to look past it for a ways.
This is
Can you-
until I can get down
if
the
you put your
basement again.
glasses down like a granny on the tip of your nose, it'll probably...
I can't see anything.
It's okay. So last night's episode was extreme.
I have a name for it.
What is it?
I mean, this episode title should be House Divided Toxic Bullies.
Toxic bullshit.
It is crazy.
Now, did you listen to today's
yet.
episode yet?
With Rod?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Well, first of all, funny thing, Ezra texted me that last night and he's like, Joe, you know I love Mama Fran. He's like, but you and Rob vibe like really strongly, so you should think about some sort of spinoff with Rod. And I was like, he's not wrong. But while I was recording with Rod last night, I did feel like him and I were vibing pretty strongly. So I was like, this would be cool to explore, to do something with Rod, like in another type of something somewhere, because we definitely do have a really easy connection. We just click.
Well, maybe the fans might prefer to hear both of you on Let's Watch TV Bachelorette.
No. It's not Let's Watch TV. Rod wasn't saying he wanted him to take over for Let's Watch TV. He was saying you and Rod do very well together, so you should definitely think about something else. And on the podcast, you'll hear that Rod and I were like, maybe we need a spinoff of some sort too, because I don't know. It's just like, it felt, when you get mixed up with people and you try to partner with things, it doesn't always work out. But
right.
Yeah, I felt like yesterday worked. So Patreon fans, let us know in the comments, did you enjoy having Rod on? And what ideas do you think that Rod and I could do to maybe partner together in the future? Here you go.
Cool. I can't wait to listen to it then.
Okay, I'm talking a lot, but I do want to say one thing, because you labeled the episode toxic bullying.
Right.
I say this in the episode, I texted you and I was like, I want to tweet this out. And remember, I wanted to tweet that thing about the show, like knowingly casting these people that this could happen. And you were like, don't do it. Well, Rachel Lindsay, who I know you're not a fan of, literally said almost the exact same thing that I did. And I was like, okay. And this time I really strongly agree with her. But it is kind of, Rod and I sort of think that...
what was it you were going to say?
Just that I think that the show has an obligation to do better by these contestants, although it's a TV show and although we're here to engage and watch this stuff. There is now this word is strong, but hear me out. There's an element of trauma that comes with what they're doing. They knew that Victoria had the capabilities to treat these other girls like that, and they put her in the house. She did bully these girls, and not only that, they aired it. So these girls were harassed by Victoria and then had to relive it. And then now we're living with the fact that millions of people actually witnessed it firsthand. So there is an element of trauma that comes with that. And I think the show, when they do their screenings and things, I think that they need to be a little bit more fair with what they're actually doing, putting people through, because this isn't 90s talk TV. This isn't the Jenny Jones show.
But this is what I believe. Okay, put on your big girl panties, Rachel Lindsay. Everything is like, oh, so sensitive. I think if you think about it, yeah, you had a bully on the show, But what you also saw was the strength of women who were not going to put up with her bullshit.
Yeah, you're right.
And
That is the
think
positive.
what a great review that was for people to say, yeah, stand up for yourself. Don't let this happen. I think that that was a really strong message instead of everybody being so sensitive about it. Look at the strong women that came forward and say, you're not going to do this to me.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how I took that.
I agree with that too. I do agree with that too. But what I am saying is I think the show has a better I think they do have an obligation to maybe not uh will knowingly put these women in these situations. If it happens, it happens. But I know that Victoria was put in the show to do this shit, and she did. And I don't think it was right what some of these girls went through. And I think the show has a better obligation to attempt to prevent that type of shit because it's not a joke. Like it really is not a joke, you know. Um, it reminds me of that guy on Jenny Jones from Michigan, you know, who he was put on Jenny Jones, and they had another man that he knew come on the show and confessed his love to him. He's gay and whatever. The other guy was straight, so the other guy went home and had a panic attack and murdered the other guy. Like that shit's real. That can happen.
That's
And
true.
like these people are real people. They're not actors. They're not actresses. They're not going into these situations prepared for the media and how it's going to take their story and
Right.
for the backlash of the fans. These people get death threats. These people get crazy, crazy things. And it's like, although you are correct that I think it's a really awesome story to show powerful women standing up for bullying and standing up against bullying, I also think that the show does need to do a little bit better to attempt to get that to not happen.
Well, just as Chris Harrison got on to the season of, I believe it was Tasha or something, he was talking about something that happened on a show and there was some bullying, or I think there's something from Claire, and he kind of shut it down. Chris Harrison in these kind of situations then has the responsibility to get up there and say, this bullying is not anything that we condone. And
Well,
he should actually address it then.
he
When
should
it
actually
happens on the show, let it happen and let it play out because that's kind of real life,
really.
and let him address it and
No,
say,
you know what's kind of real life is that when people pick up on these things and they catch wind on it, they have an obligation to stand up and step forward. So, as this is happening in real life, there were producers watching. Chris Harrison knew everything that was happening. All the other big wigs who are in charge of the show were watching and knew that this was happening. And
right,
they were just talking to the other producers of let it happen, let it happen, let it
right.
happen. No, they
So
have an obligation too to stand in and be like, actually, you need to check yourself, bitch, because this is not how you treat people, and
yeah,
especially on our TV show. And that didn't happen.
true, true,
So
true.
now that I'm heated, can I share a quick story with you and the fans
Is it
too?
quick?
It is a little bit quick.
As you can start doing this to me.
I'm sorry. One of in public education, you often have your hands tied behind your back. And I'll never forget, I had one student who was being bullied by another student very severely in a sense that was so psychotic. It was methodical and it just truly insane how this other student was thinking. And you know this, I told my boss time and time again that this needs to be handled. This needs to be handled. This needs to be handled. And they were just giving me the runaround of, you gotta, blah, blah, blah. We have to. And they were just doing it. Well, fast forward to when the bully slams the other student's head into a brick corner. The student's skull was showing, had to be rushed to the ambulance, rushed out of the school in an ambulance to the hospital, where now he has a huge scar across his head. Not to mention
Along
all
with
the other
concussion.
students.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the other students saw this and that I had to console them, and they also have to live with it. But, you know, when situations are preventable, when people know about it, you have an obligation to step past the rules to do what needs to be done for the safety of other people. And that's how I feel about that. And that's how I feel about the show.
Good. That's a good. I believe that.
We started so serious. What do you got?
What do I got?
Don't you have anything to bring to the table?
Well, I do. I mean, I think that was one of the big things I wrote down, in Victoria's meltdown and all that kind of stuff. And thank God this time. I think one of the great things he was saying last night, and he said it over and over, I have an obligation to make this house safe, to keep this a safe place.
Matt, Matt said it.
Matt was saying that. Sorry. Yeah. Matt kept saying that. It is my obligation. And he takes it very seriously. And I think he handled it very seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and, Victoria with her meltdown, there was a minute there that I didn't think he was going to get rid of her. I thought, here we go. He's not going to
Yeah.
get rid of her. And then I think that you should take back all the Matt puppet crap because he finally was able to have witness to her craziness and he let her go.
Yeah.
And I think that when you can't, as a contestant, when you can't see what's going on, you have to make the best decisions you can. And he finally let her go. And I thought, good for you. Now, Joey needs to take back that Matt's a producer puppet. Now take it back.
Well, I'm not going to take it back because you said so.
No, take it back.
I don't do things because other people tell me to. I do.
No more.
I do things because I want to. I don't take it back because I think he was a producer puppet up until this moment. So I don't take it back and I stand by what I said. I do like him more now and I'm glad that he did what he did. But I do think he started the season as a little bit of a producer puppet.
Yeah, but he did a good job. And I think
He did do a good job.
MK, one of your girls.
MJ,
starting to show her colors, man.
For sure.
She's starting to show her crazy colors.
Sure.
So, she was getting unraveled there.
She was.
She's getting unraveled, totally unraveled. But I thought was interesting Rachel's date. He liked her because she's quiet and she's not. First of all, the fashion was unbelievable.
Can we talk about the shoes really quick? How she's like, I've never had a pair of shoes. It's more than $400. I'm like, girl, the shoes you have on right now are more than $40.
Oh yeah, she knew that.
But the shoes, Mom, the shoes
I've never had
the shoes she was wearing when she had the other shoes in her hand, and she said that. I'm like, girl, don't try some bullshit.
But anyway, I think that he liked her because she's quiet. He liked her because she wasn't pushy. He likes her, man. He
does like her.
So, but she kept saying how she was not confident. She's never been in love before. You're out of my league, blah, blah, blah. But I'm really falling in love with you. And I go, whoop, 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 whoop. That takes a lot of confidence and guts to say that, girl. So don't tell me you're not confident. A person that's not confident would get stuck in their throat. They wouldn't have been able to spill that out.
And she did.
She was. And I thought, oh, okay, let's see what's going on. And then he said it back to her. And I thought,
he did.
That was something I didn't see coming.
Get you in trouble, Mr. Matthew.
I didn't see that coming. But the other thing I thought was funny is they got in that beautiful carriage, which how romantic. And I think they just went around that driveway.
Yeah, no. Where are we going? Where, nowhere.
Around the driveway.
We had a circle drive. Go visit Punxsutawney Phil for a minute.
Right. The other thing I was watching last night, because I listened to what you kind of say about people, but you said that Abigail may be the next Bachelorette.
Rod said that. Yeah, I agree.
Or Rod did. And I don't think so. I think that she really showed her real emotional side, which is okay. That's okay. But I don't think to be the Bachelorette, that's a tough spot to be in. You got to have some tough gonads to be in that position.
Yeah,
I don't think she is going to be.
I'm starting to think it could be Katie. I could see.
Yeah,
Katie.
it could be Katie. I never thought of that.
I could see Katie. I don't know if I
like Katie
want that journey for me, but I do see it as possible.
Katie.
She's cutie. She's cute.
She holds her own. See, she's strong.
Yeah, she does have all those.
She
has all the characteristics.
She does. So I
getting a lot of airtime right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you tell the fans how I didn't listen to the thing? How my iPad went out at the
yes. It's all I talk about the whole thing in the episode.
You didn't miss anything really because it went out.
Well, I did. Rod told me I missed something where the girls were in a taxi together and they're about to freak out on each other or something.
No.
We're sitting together in a limo. They were
no. They were sitting together because Matt said he wanted to see her name is I think Jacina.
Yeah.
And MK because Jacina called her out.
You can't get anybody's. You do this with so many people.
You know who I am. Curly hair. Anyway, Jacina told the truth about her.
I always think of Roberta Jacina, the
reporter
in Detroit.
I worked with her sister.
With Roberta Jacina's sister?
Sister, yeah.
What do you know?
Anyway, the thing that you missed is he said he wanted to see them before the rose ceremony started, and what you see is them sitting down. MJ's losing her shit. Jacina is being as cool as hell and saying, well, you can watch what really happened when the show plays back. She's real confident. So Matt has a talk. Now, usually at these points, Matt has a talk and then sometimes lets people go or lets them both go.
Yeah.
when they showed next week's episode, you saw MJ there.
You did.
I thought there's no way he probably
Mhm.
didn't let either one of them go.
You never know.
So that's how that ended. So you really didn't miss anyone. But the one surprise I thought was Kit. What a surprise she was. Kit, he had a date with Kit.
Cooking. I liked that.
It was
Okay,
so
funny.
cute.
Getting ready for the date, he's like cleaning the counter. They're showing him cleaning the countertop. I'm like,
He goes,
we
yeah,
have-
getting ready. I'm really busy.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning my house. I go, you ain't cleaning
yeah,
shit.
you're not
got
cleaning shit. You're in a hotel, Matt.
housekeepers in
You
it.
got
Keeping that
housekeepers.
penthouse going, you
It's
know.
like a
But
cute
he's
date,
all
though.
cleaning. And
Cute
but anyway,
date.
that Kit's date surprised me a whole
I love
lot.
how she's like, it means he listens. No, girl, the producers listen. Anyway.
But her mom is some
Rowley, Cynthia Rowley. Do I have that right? Her mom
I have to
is,
look it up.
yeah, Cynthia Rowley.
big in fashion.
Cynthia Rowley is her mom.
Yeah, and I guess she's big in fashion, and Kit is like a socialite in New York.
So a little bit of that's why she showed
But
up in
I thought
ostrich
she'd be
feathers.
I thought she'd be a little crazy, and I thought she'd be a little.
No, she's cute. I actually
she
like.
was really cute.
I've always thought she was so cute.
Yeah, and I
She's so
didn't.
teeny tiny.
Yeah,
She's
she's tiny.
cute. She was very charming on that date. I enjoyed her.
She was, and I was surprised he picked her. But if you notice,
It's
the
so
people
funny
he's
to watch
picking is
Matt walk
not
next
the-
to these girls.
not the
he's like,
pushy. You know, he's not picking. You know, the pushy, not the pushy ones. He likes the girls who are more, calm and quiet, and
He
that
does.
confident and that kind of stuff.
Well, we have some fan questions.
Go ahead.
Great.
I'm done, yeah.
Great. They're great this week.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Did you give these to Rod? Rod's taking my place.
Is Russ not taking your place? Madison Herbart asks, ask
Hi,
Mama,
Madison.
ask
Did Rod
Mama,
do that? Say hi.
no, ask Mama Fran which of Tasha's men would she have wanted to be her nurse and wait on her hand and foot while she recovered from her surgery?
Oh, Zach.
Zach, really? Out of all those guys?
Oh.
Zach.
Mm-hmm.
You're feeling hubba hubba for Zach.
I'm feeling hubba hubba. I follow him on Instagram, hubba hubba.
I would have wanted the anesthesiologist because at
Joe?
least he knew what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Thought
know.
of that. And there was a nurse. You know who was a nurse?
What?
That crazy guy, that young kid who came in, and he was always
Noah?
starting trouble. Noah's a travel
He's a nurse. Oh, that's cool. I
About
see
what-
it. Yeah,
yeah, he's
travel
crazy.
nurses are
No, I'd have
party nurses.
because he's taking good care of Tasha there in New York.
That's cool. Okay,
They're
I
in
got another
California
one.
right now.
Nicole Hayden asks, who would have done
Hi,
better
Nicole.
on that group date, Joe or Mama Fran?
Which group date?
The farming one.
The farming? Oh, Joe by far.
For sure.
He used to volunteer as a kid. He was 10 years old, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And we got him a job working at
At
one
a
of the
farm.
metro parks, Wolcott Mills. It was a real farm, and it had educational stuff for kids. And he'd get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, put those overalls on and those boots, and he'd go in those barns and pick those mice out of there and throw the pigs in the mud. And he
Make
was
your
in his
mud.
glory, half
Well,
sleeping,
listen,
but he was in
here's
his glory.
Here's
So
the
you would have
truth.
been good.
I did want to be a farmer. at
You
one
did
point
wanna be
of
a
my life.
farmer.
Here's the thing. I would have been a great farmer, first
Yeah.
of all. Second of all, I love that kind of stuff. Like, I love animals. I love growing plants. Like, I love that stuff. So I would have done great on the date. However, if somebody planned that as a date and was like, we're going to go pick up shit, I would have been like, no, here's the thing. You are.
You say
You
that
are. And
every time. No, I'm not going to do this. You're going to do it.
And if we're gonna be milking goats and this doesn't end with making feta cheese, it's on you. So I was like,
No, you definitely would have. I hate mice. That would have gone good.
Karina Kemble asks, according to
Karina.
Mama Fran, are you able to change your top 3 since they added more women?
Am I able to, or you?
Am
Because we did
I?
change.
'Cause I did
Last
talk
week we
about- I
kind
made
of did do a switch up
Yeah.
with the
yeah.
new women. Yeah, we did.
So we're allowed. Did you change
You
yours?
did.
Did you
You
change
did.
yours?
Yeah. No, the only thing I added was Michelle. Because
Yeah, for obvious
Sarah
reasons.
Reynolds,
She's
I added
amazing.
Michelle. You still have MJ, Abigail, and you have Michelle, and you say that he walks away and doesn't get with anybody, and I have Abigail, Bree. I had Bree to win. I'm not too sure anymore. I have Rachel on my list, and Michelle's on my list too. But those are the top for me.
I
So
love it.
Rachel was always on my list. Bree was always on my list. Abigail was always on my list. But then I added Michelle.
My list is well, we know MJ is going to go home eventually, so my list is
yours is
basically right
dwindling
now just
down.
Abigail, and then I added Michelle, so Abigail and
Right.
Michelle. We'll see. Last question.
Yeah.
Tess Johnson.
Tess.
Tess,
Hi.
I just want to know how Mama Fran, the bionic woman, is doing. My
Aw.
dad had a hip replacement yesterday, so
Oh,
cheers to those old folks. Am I right? You're right, Tess.
I'm not old, and neither is your dad.
You're both
But
old.
anyway,
You're both
doing
old.
great. I only took pain medicines for 2 days. On a walker still, but I'm getting around. It was a lot easier than my knees, that's for sure. But I'm on
You're a lot less loopy.
lot. Oh my God, I was on major pain medicines for 7 weeks. Here I was on for 2 days, and I'm only taking Tylenol. So I'm getting around. I'm getting around good. So good, goodwill to your dad, and hope he recovers well. And
And to me, who took care of you the first week.
yeah,
Nurse
even
Joe
Dad.
over here.
Dad still helped me. I had to put my shoes and socks on today, which I hate. I like to be independent, but I'm making dinner. I swept the kitchen floor, did some laundry, but then I get tired out. So it's only been 12 days. So
Well, there you go.
good. Your dad will do really well.
Good. All right. Well, that's about all the time that we have for this week.
Yeah. You're gonna
Love
see
it.
Rob again next week, or am
No,
I
it's
back?
you.
yet?
You're back. You're
Woo.
back. Mama Fran, the
Woo.
return of Mama Fran. Maybe that's what we'll call it. We'll see.
Return of Mama Fran.
All right, guys, we love you so much. Thank you so much for being a Patreon member. We both truly appreciate it. As you
Yes.
know, this is how we keep the podcast going. And
I love it.
we're both loving doing it, and we're loving the responses, and we're loving doing this for you. So thank you
Right.
so much to all of you, no matter what your membership. Oops, there, I got to go. No matter what your membership is, we appreciate you. We love you, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And until next time, we'll see you on. Wait, I don't even know what I'm saying. We'll see you next time on
Let's
Let's Watch TV.
Bye, everyone.